Hey, Ed Drost here, and I'll tell you what, we got some exciting news here today because things are shifting and you have to start thinking about things a little different today. And what I want to share a concept that I believe will define the next decades of business. Stop telling AI what to do, why your prompts are costing you millions. And most people are using AI like a chatbot or a search engine, and they're typing in prompts, asking questions, and naturally they're getting answers, but they generate one piece of content at a time. And I was doing that for the longest time. And then I watched a Frank Kern video, and I don't know if you know Frank, but Frank's a dynamic marketer, very exciting guy. But the people out there are actually winning with AI or doing something very different. And that's what Frank said in his video. And he had some stats and all. And they are not writing prompts, they're building systems. So that difference is creating a tiny group of people, what I call the 0.05%, who understand how to architect AI workflows. So that hit me hard there, and I started thinking, because the AI gold rush right now in the world is experiencing a massive AI gold rush. People are spending, businesses are throwing money at AI. $307 billion implemented on AI technologies. Companies are rushing to deploy AI to cut costs and increase productivity, as we all know. And that's and if you've been using AI yourself, that's what you're doing. But there's a big problem that most people don't understand. And I didn't understand. When I was watching Frank, it kind of clicked that most of the projects that we're doing are not producing the real kind of results that we need. And 95%, there's a 95% failure rate with a lot of these AI projects. And researchers out there are saying that AI needs to pivot in a different direction, not because the technology is bad. We all know it's not bad. It's exciting. Great things are happening. But because companies are trying to use AI the wrong way, just like I've been using it the wrong way, and most likely you've been using it the wrong way. They treat AI like a magic tool instead of building systems around the tool. The problem isn't the AI. The problem is the architecture. And that's what we need to create become an AI architect. Because look, the labor market tsunami that's coming, and it's already really here. 1.7 million US layoffs announced in 2025. Sad, but that's starting to happen. And we all know that. And it's the kind of things, if you got the kind of job where you need to really learn to become an architect in AI. Large companies are cutting roles, replacing repetitive knowledge work with automations. Global institutions like IMF are warning that AI is hitting the labor market like a tsunami. And like I said, it's very sad for people that, like you said, because not a lot of people understand AI yet, really. They don't even, I talk to people about AI and they wonder what the hell I'm talking about. The disruption is creating an opportunity. And from AI consumers to AI producers. Right now, we're seeing a divide in the AI economy. Like I said, on one side, we got AI consumers, 99% of the people. They ask questions, they write prompts, they use it like a search engine. They ask, like I said, they get general one-off content from what they're doing. They rely on chatbots. On the other side are AI producers. And that's where I started moving into as of within the last couple of weeks. And now I'm starting to implement the systems designs that create workflows, that produce results. Once I do it once, it just keeps working. And I'm building pipelines that run continuously, starting to, and this is a process here that I'm learning, but it's exciting times, and I think something that you should need to know and something that you might want to look into, because 0.05% reality. Over 1 billion people have used the AI chatbot to ask questions, but very few people actually know how to build systems with them. And that's the person you need to become, the person that's building the systems, that understands what's under the hood here, as they say. And a number of people who truly understand how to architect AI workflows, it's incredibly small. Like I said, roughly 0.05% of the workforce knows how to architect AI workflows that function consistently. That tiny group represents the builders of the new AI economy. So you could be one of them. That's what hit me. Like, let's become an architect. The $1 trillion gap, that's where we are. We got a $1 trillion gap, 5.5 trillion void here. Research firms estimate that companies could lose more than $5.5 trillion because they cannot implement AI effectively. Think about that. I mean, we think all these people are out there, and you see so many people doing so many things with the internet, but over 90% of the organizations say they lack the talent needed to build AI systems. Businesses don't need more prompt writers. Nobody does. They need people who understand how to design systems. And that's what you need to start learning. And that's what I've been reverse engineering all my things that I've been doing with AI. They need AI architects, and that's where I'm moving in my direction. So the tools don't matter. Stop arguing about AI tools. One of the biggest mistakes people make is arguing about AI tools. Is ChatGPT the best? Is Claude the best? Is Perplexity the best? Is Gemini the best? Is Grok the best? We all know, it doesn't matter. There's so many good things that you can use. That's like arguing whether a Ford or a Chevy make a better truck. The tool is not what creates value. The value comes from the architecture of the workflow. And if you understand the system, the tool becomes secondary. So we need to have a mindset shift here. And here's the shift that changes everything. And it changed everything for me. When Frank said this, it really did something in my brain here. Most people go to AI and say, write me a blog post. That's what I was doing. Write me this, do this, do this. I had some nice prompts, thought they were great. And it creates a great script. It generates beautiful content. But the people who understand ask a different question. Instead of telling AI what to do, they ask AI how to design the system. And boy, I started it in the last several days, and it comes back and it tells you how to design the system you want. How would you automate the process? How would you build the workflow? So if you start thinking differently, you get different outcomes, which is beautiful. How would you structure the pipeline? When you ask AI how to build the system, the results multiply, and AI will build it for you. That's the beautiful thing. About 2.5 hours, I built a system last night. One idea becomes a system. You can, the one thing that I've been doing is typing. I got to get myself to where I start talking to my AI a little more, that's one of my things I'm going to implement. You record a quick voice memo with an idea. AI transcribes the audio. The transcript becomes an article. The article becomes social media post. Then it becomes a video. And like I said, I set up a system last night in Claude. And when I got up this morning, I had 6 pieces of content ready to go, all done. So and it's going to do that day in, day out. Every day I'll have 6 pieces of content. Not because you're writing more prompts. See, that's what I was doing a lot in the morning, writing prompts, and it saved me a lot of time, but it wasn't the system. So the rise of the AI architect, yes, the rise of the AI architect, and that's where I'm moving myself, positioning myself. This is why we are seeing the rise of a new role in business, the AI architect. Instead of operating tools, AI architects design systems that run automatically. And over the next 30 days, I'm really going to put my mind and my focus on becoming a systems builder, because that's where the assets are going to be. They build workflows that replace expensive software and manual processes, and businesses are beginning to realize how valuable that skill really is. So that's what I'm saying. That's where you need to create the skills, start learning that opportunity. And I'd love for you to join me and we can work together, you know, to learn this as we go, because it's a process. And many companies today are stuck experimenting with AI. They know they need it, but they don't know how to implement it. And especially small companies, entrepreneurs, realtors, real estate agents, little guys. I mean, the big guys got the bread. They can throw 300 billion at it. But the opportunity lies with a lot of these small businesses, which you can do very well with, helping businesses move from writing prompts to building real AI systems. Exciting, exciting times, like I said. So the window is open. But we got a deadline. Things are changing. You know what I mean? Experts believe AI to begin to have major economic impact within the next few years. Goldman Sachs predicts AI will begin having measurable economic-wide GDP impact by 2027. So seeing 2.5 times higher revenue growth, that's exciting, which means the window to establish yourself as an AI systems builder and architect is now, here and now. And like I said, join me. I love to help, love to teach you what I know. Hopefully, you can teach me what you know, and we can have some fun together. That's the beautiful part. So, the choice, here's the choice, folks. You can go the way of the consumer, or you can become a producer. You can become one of the 0.05%. And personally, like I said, when I was listening to Frank and watching his video, that's what hit me: become an architect. And so I started implementing these things, because producers design the systems that run the modern economy, because the economy is going to be shifting. And if you're paying any attention to AI in the past year or so, I mean, as soon as you get something going, it's already changed. That's how fast things are moving. And we know it's moving. It's about building better systems. And, you know, you hear one day Gemini's the best, AI, Claude's the best, Chat's the best. So things are changing rapidly. But the key is, if you build a system inside one of these platforms, you can just keep readjusting the system as it goes along, because people who learn to build these systems today will shape the next generations of business. So look, my name's Ed Drost. Been appraising in Baltimore for 35 years. Love real estate, love appraising real estate. But I tell you what, AI has kind of got my brain going here, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. And look, check me out at eddrost.com. And I really appreciate you watching. And look, it's time to become an architect of your future in business using AI. So let's connect and let's have some fun. And I really do appreciate you.